getting books and making A's. So exciting. I love today's lesson. I kind of got ahead of myself last week when we were doing y equals mx. So today we're doing y equals mx plus b, where m is slope, y is your y coordinate, x is your x coordinate, and b is the y intercept. But don't worry, we're going to have some practice. Alrighty, guys. So we already know, we're already comfortable, or we should be at this point. If we're not, we got some issues. But we should be comfortable with y equals mx. We did that. The m is the slope, x is your x coordinate, y is your y coordinate. Now, if we were to talk about, oh, we're going to sell Fairfield Eagle shirts for Spirit Week, okay? And we've got to figure out how much is this going to cost us or whatever. They're going to give us this. Y equals 5x plus b, okay? And the 5x is the slope. So you're going to go up 5 over 1, up 5 over 1. B is where it crosses the y-axis. We did talk about this. I told you don't freak out. You didn't really have to know about it. Okay? This is your y-axis. So if, and I will tell you this, if B crosses through 0, 0, it's a straight line, it is a proportional, it's a proportional graph. All right, if it crosses through, like, say here, say this is 6, that's not going to be a proportional graph because it didn't go through the origin. But don't worry about that either today. So let's say 6. So we would have, it would be y equals 5x plus 6. Anyway, you can figure that out super easy. Anyway, let's get started with some examples. So just all we're adding now is the plus b, which is just where it crosses the y-axis. Super easy. Excuse me. I have to go super quick because I have about 5 minutes till the bell rings. All right, so here's how this could be presented. They say slope is 4, your y-intercept is 1. Again, you have to know the basic equation. The slope-intercept form is what it's called. And that is y equals mx plus b. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it down here. Save me some time. All right, so y equals mx plus b. It's telling us our slope is 4. Well, which one of these letters represents slope? M. Okay, so this is going to be 4, and we just added the y-intercept, which is b. So we would rewrite this equation, y equals 4x plus 1, okay? 4x plus 1. So you can, I know it looks like, oh, I don't know about this. You can do so much with this. It is insane, okay? So you can look at this and we can tell lots of things about this graph. We can tell you that it's going to cross the y-intercept here. It's going to cross here, and it's going to be going up 4 over 1, up 4 over 1, up 4 over 1. You can even figure out x's and y's if you wanted. You know, so easy, okay? Now, ready? This one, slope equals -3, y-intercept is 5. Okay, so we know m is -3. This is really easy. -3x plus my y-intercept, 5. Now, here is what I want to tell you guys. We can tell that, hold on first. We can tell this is going to cross at 5, so somewhere up there. And this is going to be a -1, so it's going to cross about 5, and it's going to be going down this way, okay? Because it's a negative slope, so it's going to be going down, okay? It'll be going down 3 and to the right 1, down 3 to the right 1, down 3 to the right 1. So let's say that this was saying -5. The y-intercept was -5. How would we represent that? Okay, you're not going to do this. You're not going to do y equals -3x plus -5. You could technically, but that's not how you're going to write it. You're going to write it like so. Y equals -3x minus 5. Okay, because you do also know from our integer rules that you change your subtraction to addition, change the sign of the next number. All right, but you really are going to write it as just -5. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple more examples. There will be some screen recordings. So if you have questions on this, raise your hand, please. Welcome back. We are going to find slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, using this table that they gave us. They gave us a table. Here are our x's, here are our y's. So what we know is y equals mx plus b. We know that we can find the slope by doing change in y, by doing y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or the change in your y's, okay? So we can pick any of these y's and any of these x's, but we have to keep the partners together. So if I choose this y, I have to use that x. If I choose that y, I have to use that x, okay? So I'm just going to go simple. I'm just going to use the first two. It's no big deal. So my y2 will be 2 and minus 3 over 6 minus 0. Okay? Okay, so this will be 5 over, 5 over 6. Okay? So my slope for this line is 5 over 6. So if we did, it should be 5 over 6 no matter what we do. So if we chose, I'm just going to do this real quick. If we chose these two, if we did 7 minus 2 over 12 minus 6. See, you're going to get 7 minus 2 is 5, 12 minus 6 is 6. So either way, we're getting 5, 6 is our slope. All right, so the next thing to do is, so our slope is m, is to figure out our y-intercept, okay? And we can do that easy by finding where x is 0, and x is 0 right here. So it means it's going to cross the y-axis at -3. Super easy. So you do y equals 5, 6 times x minus 3, because it crosses the y-axis at 3. So that just means that on 0, you go 0 and then you just go down to -3. So that's where it crosses the y-axis. Okay, that's why I chose one with x with 3. All right, I'm going to do one more example with a table because that could have kind of been confusing to you. Okay, so at this point, I've already done one similar to this. So why don't you guys pause the video, get scratch paper, and see if you can solve this. Remember, we're trying to put it in y equals mx plus b form. So see if you can do this on your own. So pause. Okay, we're back. All right, so what we're going to do is we got to find the slope. I got some turd nuggets in here and they're laughing at me. Okay, so we got to find the slope, and we find that by the change in y. All right, so I'm just going to use these two coordinate points. So these are my y coordinates, my x coordinates. So we know it is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? So I'm going to do -1 minus 5 over -2 minus -4. All right, and we know because we know the adding integer rule, so we change this to addition, change that to subtraction, change the sign of the next number, change the subtraction to addition, change the sign of the next number. All right, so now I have -1 plus -5. They have the same sign, so I keep the sign and add, so -6. And then these have two different signs, so I take the sign of the larger number, which is 4, and subtract. So -6 over 2, And if I divided -6 over -2, I would have -3, okay? So now my slope of this line, my m equals -3, okay? So next we want to find our y-intercept, the b, and we look for where is x is 0, right here, and it crosses at -7. So we will have y equals -3x minus 7. If you didn't get it right, you need to pause and you need to let me know why you didn't get it right, and we will work on it. And we have some more examples coming up. All right, guys, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do these 3, maybe 2, depending on the time. I don't want to take your entire class period learning this. So they gave us a graph and they gave us points, and they were very nice. They already gave us our coordinates, so that helps right here. Let's look at number 7. This helps. So now we're going to find the slope. A lot of times they won't give you the coordinates down here, and you have to figure it out. You have to go, okay, here's my x2 down 2. So we've got to find the slope first, which is the change in y, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so we're going to find the change. All right, so we got, actually, I'm going to say we're just going to do 2 examples. Okay, so we're going to find the change in the coordinates, which is slope. Okay, so we have -2, we have 2 and -2, and we have 0 and 2. All right, so x, y, and we could do, okay, we'll do 2 minus -2, sorry, over 0 minus 2, 0 minus 2. All right, so we know the rules of adding integers is you're going to change the sign, change the subtraction to addition, change sign the next number. Of course, you can put this in your calculator. All right, 2 plus 2 is +4. And then 0, change the subtraction to addition, change the sign the next number, 4, -2. Which, if you look at this, you can see that this slope of this line is going down. It's going to be a negative slope because it's falling down, okay? All right, so 4, -2, that's our slope. Where does it cross the y-axis? Well, look right here. Here's the y-axis. It crosses at 2, okay? And plus x right here is 0, so it means it crosses at 2. So the equation for this one, I'm going to erase this. The equation for this one, in y equals mx plus b form, y equals mx plus b, would be y equals negative, and that equals 2, sorry, -2x plus +2, okay? I'm sorry, guys, I forgot to tell you all that. Okay, so let's go. Let's do number 9 because this one is a positive. I can see that this one is going up. It's rising. It's not falling. And, you know, I remember when I was in high school learning this, I always struggled with how do you know it's falling or rising? And now that I look back, I'm like, how was I so stupid? I could see that this is going down and that's going up. So that's just a little tidbit information for me. All right, so we're going to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We're going to find the slope. All right, so we have coordinates, and this time I'm going to do it different. I'm going to do 0, 1. So we have coordinates 0, +1, and -3, -1. -3, -1. Okay, so I'm just going to put it up here. So we had 1 minus 1 over 1 minus, sorry, -1, right? Yes, 1 minus -1. All right, and then we have -3 minus 0. Okay. All right, so we know the rules, and if you put it in your calculator, it'll do the same, and I would suggest using calculator. Plus, and that makes it 2, and then you don't have a -0 or a +0, so just nothing. You know, 0 was invented by the Babylonians. It was created just to be a placeholder, just to hold a place. It literally signifies nothing. It's just there to hold a place. So just a little fact, -. 3. Okay, so that can't be reduced. I already know that. So if I look over here and I see right here is where this graph crosses the y-axis at +1. So in y equals mx plus b form, it would be y equals -2/3 x plus 1, because that's where it crosses the y-axis. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I will be more than happy to help you. All right, guys, good luck. Okay, I made a mistake, and instead of re-recording that whole thing, I'm coming in to let you know I made a mistake. All right, so I said 1 plus -1. That was wrong. I was wrong. It is -1. -1 minus 1. So that would be plus negative, which would make that -2, which would not make this negative because negative divided negative is positive. So the correct answer for that second one, and I apologize, is y equals 2/3 x plus 1. Okay? So I don't want to be thrashed. Don't turn around and say I made a mistake. Yes, I did. I'm admitting it, and I'm telling you, I just was not paying attention. And so that's why you have to be careful. And I realized, wait, that's not a negative slope. That's a positive slope. So how could the slope be negative? So I used my reasoning, and I realized I messed up. So I'm correcting myself. So it is 2/3 positive. Okay.